September 25th to December 24th of last year, I was a carnivore. It affected my training, my mood, my energy, and my mindset about food and symptoms. I started carnivore as an elimination diet for chronic bloating. I read the Carnivore Code by Paul Saladino, and my curiosity won. To take this experiment to the extreme, I did a high volume training program. Tons of Tabata, assault bike, push-ups, chin-ups, row machine, kind of like a poor man's version of Navy SEAL training. There are 3 reasons why doing a high volume training program while eating 0 carbs for me was a terrible idea, and then I'll get back to my experience. Number 1, hormone imbalance. As a highly active female, a 0 carbohydrate diet likely spiked my cortisol and blunted my ability to perform. Growth hormone and testosterone are supposed to rise after training, and when cortisol is too high, this doesn't occur. As a result, I had very low energy and no desire to accomplish anything. Women have more oxidative fibers, which are slow twitch or type 1 muscle fibers. This means that we may be slightly faster metabolizers of carbohydrates in comparison to males. So being an already fast metabolizer of carbohydrates and not eating any and expecting myself to perform in the gym was a very unrealistic expectation. Electrolytes and caffeine were the real MVPs during this 0 carb experiment. Carbohydrates are very needed in the process of building muscle, and especially for my hormone balance long term, which leads me into the second reason high training intensity and 0 carbs was a bad idea. Carbs and sports performance go hand in hand. They are the most readily available fuel source for the body. Muscles contracting is one of the best defenses against insulin resistance because a muscle contracting takes glucose out of the bloodstream without needing insulin. Food is our fuel to be able to express our capabilities, not just a means for fat loss, which leads into my third reason carnivore was not helping me with high training intensity. Carbohydrates help build muscle. Carbohydrates get converted into glycogen and are taken up by muscle fibers for growth and contraction. It's normal for me to increase my volume by 5 to 10% within a training phase, and on carnivore, all my weight stayed exactly the same. I was likely maintaining muscle with all the protein intake, but not building any new skeletal muscle tissue. What I have now learned about my body post-carnivore experiment is it is probably a bad idea for highly active females to do 0 carbohydrate diets. My personal definition of highly active is high volume training 3 to 6 times a week, combined with a daily step count of 10,000 or higher. I talk about calculating calories based on activity levels more in another video, which I will link below. I basically rotated between the same 8 foods: beef, lamb, chicken, cod liver, eggs, beef liver, bone broth, and butter. I was drinking lemon water every day for vitamin C, and as I said before, I was doing daily black coffee and electrolytes. Eating meat on a budget was very doable for me by eating mostly eggs, cod liver, and ground beef. My waist went from 33 to 30 within 3 weeks, and I was not bloated. My 0 carb carnivore diet experiment ended in December, and I went back to low carb in February, which is when my menstrual cycle became irregular. I began focusing on eating for my sports performance, and my cycle returned. I did it until it wasn't serving me. I learned a lot about my body. I do still get bloated from time to time, but I've accepted that as normal. If you yourself or someone you know has tried a carnivore diet, leave a comment down below. I can see why people swear by this diet because the results are fast. For me, carbohydrates are my main fuel source for strength and hypertrophy. I still do limit my carbohydrate intake to mostly fruit and vegetable sources, and I'm just enjoying having tons of energy and seeing my performance in the gym improve. The truth is, at the end of the day, we are all training for our old lady and old man bodies. Whatever diet we can stick to that is giving us energy, self-esteem, and long-term health is what is best. I hope this video helped you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more tools on how to prevent disease and reverse symptoms of disease simply by living your own version of a healthy life.